funny. It's funny because it's true.
That's the best jokes are true. So.
Yeah. All right, Sophia can see them all now. All right, see you later, Sophia. I like your curly hair. Did you do it today?
Yeah, I did. Goodbye.
That's funny.
I should get a perm.
With your short hair?
Like just the front, like that lettuce, like
oh, dude, that'd be so sick.
Like the cool kid look nowadays.
Yeah, the pompadour.
But like, it's not a pompadour because pompadours are slicked back. But like
really?
the tuft of hair on top of the forehead, just permed up.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
I would say
I thought that was a pompadour, like a poodle haircut.
Poodle for sure.
You look like a
pompadour, not so much.
Oh man, that's funny. See, Sophia, it's fun that we can see her on the back. She's like dying laughing.
I can't see her.
You can see her.
Oh, really? You guys can't see?
No, only you.
That sucks, man. I need to email them. You guys should be able to see it. All right, full crew today. Yeah, even Sophia. Look at that. She's in the background.
Boom.
Oh man. All right,
dude, Noah, you have a face for radio, dude. That sounded good.
Boom.
Boom. This is big. All right, we're going to talk about the age group in affiliate semifinals. Sick. Anybody want to comment on the in affiliate? No? Everyone likes it? I love it. I hate, though, that we have to have the two judges. It's hard. It's going to make it hard. But I also like it. Like Meg and I were talking about it. And we've talked about it a little bit on the call. But the more that we're getting close to the day, it really wasn't that hard. Like we're going to have 16 people here. And it really wasn't that hard to navigate having a head judge and a floor judge. And just getting people to get invested and do it. It was great. I'm excited. But I think moving forward, it's a cool idea. I know I think the only change they can make as an affiliate owner is just that the floor judge is the affiliate owner. That might be super helpful. And then like you have, or not the floor judge, sorry, the head judge is the affiliate owner. And then you have all the floor judges beyond you would be good. I do like that they're giving the power to the affiliates. I think next year, and people lose their minds and I don't care. But like Don Fall or whoever's in charge in October or November should do a little 30-second video of, all right, guys, for the 2026 CrossFit Open, you're going to have to go to your local affiliate. We're bringing it back to the place where it all started, bring you guys in front of the trainers and the level 1 coaches and affiliate owners and bring you all into the community. And that's where you're going to compete for the thing called CrossFit inside of a CrossFit affiliate. And everyone get mad, but as an affiliate owner, I would love it. I'd be like, yes, join my gym. And then they could say at the end, like, here's a link to find a gym near you. Boom, get it. Speaking of links and stuff, Hydrate and Build brought to you by 25-8. If you guys are lacking your hydration and your creatine, every day you could wake up, hit yourself with a fresh strawberry lemonade taste of 25-8. QR code in the bottom. No discount codes here because we don't believe in it. Buy it full price. Help a brother out. It's a great product.
How much did you practice that?
I did not. I just did that off the top of my head. It'll change every week. Next week, Harley tells you about 25-8.
Okay.
Sick. All right. If you've already bought 25-8, comment in the chat. Put it in. Raise a hand.
Last week I said we didn't buy it, but I was wrong. It got delivered. CJ bought it.
Woo!
Yeah, we're in. Yeah. We
What
need
do you think? Did you try it?
I have not tried it yet.
We have that. Wait,
I was gone over the weekend for that trip, riding bikes and stuff, falling down a lot. It was fun.
Cody bought it. 25-8. Nay Hall. 25-8. Let's go. Hey, I'm going to press a random button. Let's see what happens.
That's to me not trying it.
Yeah.
That was the reaction of me not trying it.
That was cool. We should press more of those buttons. Well, there's 8 of them. So
we should try one every 20 minutes. Try and do one.
Yeah. I know what they do. I don't know in the order and sequence. I just know every sound, but it's funny that that's the one I pressed. All right. Anyways, Tyler, you got 25-8, right? Hydrated.
No, you said I was going to get some when I got up there.
Oh yeah, we have it. We have it over here. Okay, never mind. You'll try it out. It'd be great.
I will.
It's really good. I'm trying to push him on doing a pre-workout. I sent him a picture of my BPN enduro because I got 4 of them, and I was like, this could be you.
No, what you should do, what they should do is replicate Jacked 3D's recipe back in the day.
And
just bring
Marissa
it back.
already had that idea.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Bring it back.
He was like, he's got to do it because we were talking about the free workout. She was like, he's got to do it. Jack 3D was the best. Everyone talks about. I'm like, it also had Anavar in it. So like, what do you?
It basically
And?
had math in it. Yeah, it's fine.
Anavar in it.
Did it really?
The original, yeah, had Anavar.
Yeah.
Dang.
Dude, it's like 4 Locos, dude. You just get super
Yeah,
twisted.
exactly, dude.
Just a 4 Loco
The
pre-workout.
man's just trying to keep us down.
That's why they had to take it off. It had a performance enhancing drug, and they had to reformulate it all.
Well,
That's
but then I thought they
Something wrong with
took it
increasing
down
performance.
because someone died.
Yeah,
Probably.
that too. It was like very risky to take it, but very beneficial if you were taking it.
I
It's
thought
called
I
risk to reward ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I had heard or read a story about someone at like doing their morning physical training
Sophia, try to
in like
find
the Marines or something. Like it was
Google it.
some service member
Oh,
in the military, and they
Death
went out
by
for PT, and he had a heart attack like 3 miles into their like morning run.
dang it.
Dang.
Sophia's
Dang,
going to
yeah.
try to see if she can find an article on death by Jack 3D. Yeah,
I bet a
dude,
lot of
people
stuff
think
about
Bulgarian split squats are bad. They are bad, but I remember being so hopped up on Jack 3D that I like was doing Bulgarian split squats, and I threw up in the bathroom at 24-hour fitness, like just fucking projectile pumping because of the pre-workout just being overstimulated.
That's awesome.
I'll get back
awesome.
Dude, that's sick, man.
It's my fondest memory of Jack 3D. It's just
I
like
love it.
after that, I switched to Eno Explode. I was like, this is too much. I can't do this anymore. So there you go. Good.
My
I've had a
favorite.
lot- Oh, go ahead.
My favorite was that the scoop was like this big. It was like 3 grains of the little chemical salt, and it's like it's all you need.
Yeah, dude. Mess you up. Big
So
Yeah. Deadly workout supplement, Jack 3D outside FDA reach. Oh man. All right. See, there you go. So 25.8 is going to bring back the deadly supplement. Oh my god.
Just
You're
kidding.
gonna kill the company.
bring it back.
He's not.
Bring it
back.
back.
It's funny how the internet does want everyone to bring it back. Like how
I mean, it's like Creed. It's inevitably going to happen. It's going to become popular. again.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother. It is though. That's the sentiment. A lot of people just love Jack 3D.
Yeah.
Sophia, do you even know what Jack 3D is? Like, too young.
No, I've never heard of it.
That article.
I want to say it was popular when I was like a freshman in high school. Like I had like just
Still
started
very
like working
boring.
out.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a while back.
She was 2 years old taking Jack 3D.
Just in her formula, just
Yeah, dude.
getting lit.
No,
Supplementing Jack 3D.
she'd be way fitter if that was happening. That's
That
not
was a
Jack.
good one.
Got to bring her back when I hit her with it, you know? All right. That's good. Okay. Well, CrossFit Games semifinals. Let's start with workout. Well, let's go over the workouts real quick. I know them by heart. I've already watched 3 of them in person. It's great. Sophia, pull up workout number 1. We'll go in the order. Workout number 1 is 10-minute AMRAP, 1 power clean, 1 bar muscle up. You add 1 repetition every time you start a new round. Cool. Lots of different, actually not a lot of different loadings for different age groups, but sort of, kind of. It is 125, 185 from 35 to 39, all the way to 54 years old. And then 14, 15, 59, 59, 60, and 65 plus get different loadings. Cool. All right, next one. Go to number 2. Workout number 2. The CrossFit.com workout from January 20th, 2024. This one was good. Interesting. I like the, did anybody else look up the comments and look up scores on CrossFit.com? I did. It's pretty cool. We can talk about it. But 60 cal row, 75 cal row. Interesting that they went women's row first. Not typical. Normally it's men then women, but women cal row, then men's. 21, 60, 75, 15, 60, 75, and 9. Increasing in load in the shoulder to overhead. Classic. All right, number 3. 3 rounds of 30-foot handstand walk in 15-foot segments, 30 pull-ups, chin over bar style, 30 lateral burpees over the dumbbell, just like the open, and 30 toes to bar. Okay, number 4. 150-foot overhead single dumbbell walking lunges, 50 alternating dumbbell snatches, and 50 box jump overs. 7-minute time cap. Fast and furious. And the last one, everyone's favorite, heavy Isabel-ish. Heavy-ish. Not exactly 225, 155. The heaviest loading is 215 and 145 for the age groups, and then changing loads based
That's
on the age.
arguably negligible.
Yeah, they should have just went for it. Similar movements to the open, and no squats at all. We can get into that. I'll argue. All right, you guys want to start with order? What are the watts? 280 watts on the row is about a 152 split per 500 pace. So there you go, Cody. The watts. Order in the court. Order of the workouts. Anyone want to go over them? I mean, I have my order, but
Yeah. What did I say in that group chat? I can pull it up. So I essentially said that something like 5, 4, 1, 2, 3. I liked the idea of spacing out the pulling from the floor and the barbell. I think doing heavy Isabel first just makes the most sense because it is heavy, especially for 30 reps in 10 minutes.
yeah.
And
We agree on 5 first. So let's do that. I think we all agree on 5 first. So let's just talk about 5 then. And then we could argue about the order as we go down the order.
yeah, I don't think it's worth arguing about. I think
No, I
both
love
the
arguing.
things that we
Let's do
talked about
No,
we're
let's
very, very close, and I can see the benefit of both. So
comment in the chat if you want us to argue.
no, we're not arguing. We argued for a week straight.
Either
about
way,
watts.
it's already happening right now. Y'all are arguing right
I know.
now.
All right.
We're
Doesn't matter
arguing about
if I want.
arguing.
Event 5.
Yep.
We're not arguing, damn it.
Yeah. So generally, like even just out the gate, event 5, I think personally safety concerns. I don't like, and I knew this for a long time. And my wife has a UCL injury. I've coached another athlete who had the full bridge construction on their UCL. Mr. Cody has injured his and dislocated his elbow on snatching. Like snatching is all, and not just CrossFitters, and not just since Brooke did it. It's been happening in weightlifting, snatch, clean, and jerk weightlifting, USAW weightlifting, and worldwide weightlifting forever. And then it also happens in baseball from pitchers because the carry load on the elbow, when you get the ulna and radius too far from the joint, it just bounces off the UCL. And if your UCL is fragile or fatigued, or the musculature around it, like your common flexor and your tricep, that thing's going to go, and then boom, you're done for like a year and a half. So like generally, I don't even like the fact that they announced it. I know it's cool for like all the semifinals, and it's cool CrossFit. It's cool CrossFit, but like
Yeah.
personally, I think for safety and fatigue in like the overtime, the muscular fatigue that you could recover from, I think trying to redo that. 2, putting it anywhere that's not first is irresponsible and puts you at risk. So that's my hard line for that one.
Yeah.
Why did you put it first, Harley, or anyone else?
Same, but also the snatch. I would say for most people who are not really good snatchers, or really good at lifting under fatigue, why put the heaviest loading anywhere but first? Like you want to optimize the repeatability, the execution, the accuracy of the movement. And on top of that, safety is, a huge part of that. So you don't want to, if you want to give your best effort, I would say that for most people, a 215 snatch, right? A 145 snatch is like 80 to 90% for some people. And so like, if you're going to try,
even on the low end, I've calculated a lot of people from pulling some data from last year from the Masters and the year before. On the low end, I haven't seen anybody lower than 70% of their 1RM.
Yeah.
And 70% of what they're capable of doing in competition. So like sure, there's freaks of nature out there, but like still 70% hitting 30 reps is quite a bit.
I mean,
Just-
realistically, even just in a 4 quality strength session, 30
Right.
reps
Mhm.
at 70% is a lot.
Yeah.
So we're talking about doing that for time with, adrenaline, speed, stress, etc., at arguably on average heavier percentages than that. So it's
Yeah.
not worth doing it anywhere else but first.
How many people do you think are going to finish?
It depends on the age group, but
Just
Yeah,
like-
what's the weight breakdown between age groups? Like when does it go down in weight?
All right. So
55.
14 to 15, 60 to 64-year-old divisions. Women are going to do 85 pounds. Men are going to do 135. That's the kind of the oldest plus the 65 plus. So then that's 75, 105. So that's a huge jump, actually, like a decline. 75. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. That's really interesting to look at. So the 14, 15 is 85 for the girls. 65 plus is 75 for the ladies. But then for the 14, 15 boys is 135. And then for the 65 plus is 105. So a 30-pound drop off. That's pretty crazy. Like for the ends of the age groups.
Yeah.
And then 135 or the 35 to 39 is the 215 for men, 145 for women. 16 to 17 and 50 to 59 is 105, 155. And then the 40 to 49 is 125, 185. So let's just talk about the two groups going from 35 years old all the way to the 49 years old. Because like 105 and 155, the 135, the 185, pretty common weights, general CrossFit class. And that's going to be highly dependent, like Harley's saying, on your 1RM and your training and how many reps you can really do. I think most of those groups, I think the boys, the 14 to 15, are going to have a lot of finishers at the top, because the 135 is not like most of those boys can snatch like 200. Because like Luca's going to rip through. He did a 115. I don't want to give his metrics out actually. But yeah,
All
he's
right,
going to rip through.
I'll take the mic from you so you don't ever speak about people's data right now. But so I think that the ends of the age groups, right, youngest and oldest, I truly think a lot of them are going to finish. And in that middle range, like you said, let's talk about 35 to 49. I think that top 10 to 15 and the 35 to 39 will finish. Probably.
Okay.
There will be some people that still qualify for the games.
Let's say plus or minus like 3 to 5.
Sure.
In that prediction. And I'll get on board with that.
I'd agree with that. And that range of variance. And I think there are going to be plenty of people who get to the games. There'll be a handful of people who get to the games who don't finish because this is just a singular test, right? Like this isn't going to make or break the whole outcome. So if you don't finish, it's not the end of the world, but you do have to be pretty proficient, right? I think in that 40 to 44, it'll probably be a similar breakdown, about 15 finishing, maybe 15 to 20, maybe a few more, right? Because it's only 185, 125 there. But
I think more on the women.
Yeah, more on the women for sure. But there are some strong dudes in the 40 44 division now because they're just been in the game a long time. And it's at the point now in the sport where people who started a long time ago as games athletes at 32 years old are now 40 plus or 45, like they're getting up there. So I think people who are still healthy and have been playing the game the whole time, there's a lot of savages in there. So I think there will still be about 15 men who finish that at 185. And then 45 to 49, I think we're going to see
talking about people that are within the qualification for the games, because there's going to be weird outliers where people definitely finish.
For sure.
But the other workouts, I'm assuming that you're saying they're not going to even be near the top of the other 4 workouts as far as like finishers. You're only talking finishers that are inside with relative fitness to make the games.
I mean, I was kind of just talking about like people who will finish, period.
Okay. All right.
Like, because that was your question to my understanding, which is like in this workout in isolation, how many people are finishing in under 10 minutes? And I think like probably about 20 in the 35 to 39 ish, maybe a little less, and then probably about 20 in the 40 to 44. But then I would say probably like only 10 to 15 in the 45 to 49. I think there will be a drop off there, even though the weight, it's primarily because the weight is not changing, but the age is still going up. That's my prediction.
No, that's good. Like about 10% is going to finish.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And there'll probably be 10% that are within 3 reps of finishing, right?
Yeah. So I was talking to some athletes and then talking to some big boy games athlete. Don't want to say who it is, but I was saying like most people are going to be like that 21 to 28 rep range. So it's like looking at that, if you were to finish within the 10-minute time cap, it's 3 snatches a minute. So it's 1 every 20 seconds. And I think a lot of people don't look at workouts that way too well or too often. And so like, that's a lot. That's fast. Like moving that load, 70% of your 1RM, like how often have you done every 30 seconds snatch for 30 reps at 70+% of your 1RM?
So I really like building out people with cluster sets.
Yeah.
And so basically when doing a cluster set, let's say you have 5 snatches in a row and you're taking 15-second break between each snatch, you're probably going to end up being around that 1 every 20 mark, maybe 1 every, 19 to 20. So if you're training cluster sets, I think you're going to be in a good spot to like understand what it might feel like.
Yeah. It's still a big ask to get those.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. To get to 30 with that level of like metronome cadence.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And then you got to calculate there's going to be a miss or two in there potentially for most people, unless you're just a snatch machine. There obviously be snatch machines, and those people are going to go maybe 10 power in the beginning, and then they're going to have to squat the rest. They're going to be moving pretty good. And I'm thinking 6 is going to be the fastest you see for a lot of people.
6 a minute.
6 minutes to finish.
Oh,
yeah.
And then the mid-range snatch machines, people are good at snatching about 9 minutes. There'll be the weird outlier, obviously. Like, but you look at Rich and Matt from the earlier years, like 4 or 5 minutes, and you're not Rich or Matt. So,
Well, I mean, yeah, 5 a minute, like, cause that's what it would take to get to 6 minutes, right? 5 a minute.
Yeah.
That's 1 every 12 seconds.
Yeah. You're moving.
That's very, very fast average.
Yeah.
And I mean, those people, to your point, would probably start with like 10 fast powers and then slow their cadence a little bit because they're kind of like banking some time. And then as they start to feel it get a little weird, they probably slow, but it's still fast.
In the grand scheme of all these workouts, where is this weight for any of you guys? I put it pretty low, but where do you guys weight it as far as like total score and outcome?
Are you saying like impacting the leaderboard or showing the most fitness?
No, impacting the leaderboard. Like we're competing, we're trying to get to the games. How much, like scale 1 to 10, just making it arbitrary, how much should you as an athlete stress about this workout versus having the totality in mind? Where should you put your thought process and effort and stress versus putting that energy into another workout? I'll put this like at a 2.
Yeah, I was going to say really low. I mean, if you can snatch the weight and that's not like a concern, like
even then I would, if it was a concern about snatching the weight, I'd put a fucking 0. Like, what do you?
Yeah. Well, I just mean like, you can like, I think people are like worried, like, oh, I have to go every 10 seconds or I have to go whatever. And it's like, well, you're only able to move that bar as fast as you can move that bar. So it's like, you really can't stress too much about, I got to do it in 6 minutes. It's like, you're either going to be able to do that or not based on how heavy that bar is for you.
Yeah, kind of like piggyback off what Heather said. Like, this isn't a workout where it's like you can't will the bar every rep like you could like a burpee or a dumbbell snatch. You either have it or you don't, and that came down to the past year trainings, and the pacing's different than like the other workouts. So I would put it pretty low too, like at 3 or 4.
Well, and I think everybody's going to generally be in that same boat, is I think why you're going to rate it lower.
Yeah.
So unless you're like an outlier that's just going to smash this workout, like everyone's going to be like snatching it every 10 seconds or every 12 seconds or every 20 seconds.
I mean,
getting in that 21 to 26 range potentially if you don't finish.
Yeah, my main thought, I agree completely that you have to be realistic of where your strength metrics are, where your barbell, endurance is. strength endurance is. That said, I think that it's still 20% of the points. Like, if you have the opportunity to hit a home run, yeah, obviously you got to capitalize on that. But as we just said, we're going to have 200 people. Well, let's say 50 people. There's going to be some outliers, 25 outliers. There's going to be 25 complete, like, people who can't do it. So let's say 150 people falling between 18 and 30 reps. Like, there's going to be so many ties.
Yeah.
So
you just got to be in the mix.
Yes, you have to be absolutely in the mix. If you want to move on to the next stage, you have to be with the pack and or on the farther right side of the bell curve. But every rep's going to be so valuable from a point standpoint. There's not a lot of there is separation value, but there's not for the bubble. For the bell curve. For the bell curve, everyone's going to be clustered up.
Right. So like putting a lot of stress into it. It's just like you need to execute your snatching ability correctly, game plan with your coach correctly, and then move on, because there's more opportunity in the other workouts to get more points for the leaderboard. Whereas like you just got to be in the mix. You'll get to the games. Don't fucking stress about it. Like we got to focus our attention on the other dynamic of all these other movements and everything.
Right.
else.
So focusing on the actionable item of just doing your job and being a machine, being consistent.
Who's got the
Is that microwave?
Tyler. Microwave. Lawnmower microwave. It's all right. I fixed it. It was Tyler. All right, cool. Let's so the next workout I put as workout 1. Harley has a different one. I'll tell my reasoning first, and then Harley, you can go. I just wanted to have the neurological explosive movements in the same day. That was my thought process. Like moving the barbell, keeping the barbell in the same day, keeping the same like CP battery, phosphogenic system to a degree. I mean, there's a glycolytic for both, but generally that theme, high neuro drive. Your order was?
My order was 4.
Yeah,
instead of 1.
Which I would still argue is like in the same vein, but like different. I just was keeping the barbell there.
Yeah. Yeah, my thought process was spacing out the pulling of the heavier loading from the floor, which I think for people who are strong and enduring on a barbell, that's probably a good move so that you can maybe maximize both respectively. I also believe that 185, is it 125 for women in event 1, is no longer a heavy barbell for the highest level. So it's like, I think it would feel very heavy right after heavy Isabel. So that's why I'm like, oh, why not just give a night of recovery? Let's move that light dumbbell through some lunging and dumbbell snatches, focus on still speed and higher turnover of movements, but at the same time, like give the system just a day to cool off a little bit. That was my thought process. I think where I would fall short is with maybe the older age groups. By doing the barbells together, it pulling from the floor, it may mitigate some of the fatigue that would carry over into the clean the next day. So like by doing heavy snatches for 30 reps from the ground and then going into cleans then the very next day, they may be sore or feel like their low back, hamstrings, glutes, whatever, are a little beat up from the heavy snatching. That's a speculation. I think at the highest level, I think a lot of people are pretty resilient, but you know, we all have our moments. So
yeah, recovery definitely was a factor in going the order that I have. And we're going to go in that order because that's what we're going to do on site. But like, I like hearing the other perspective of mine. Other thing was like, yeah, the recovery, like you're taking into account, but also the protecting the bar muscle up, also protecting the workout too, because that's a beast of a workout, and trying to just not give more work in between. Cause like in that order that you had, this was my thought process, was like, well, yeah, you could do 4 and I agree. That would be a good move, but then you got to do cleans and bar muscle ups. And then you got to somewhere do rowing and shoulder overhead. And like, I felt like the 4 was like, just push it out of the way, cause it doesn't compound, and you can do that workout under a lot of like shoulder fatigue and like, just, you know, feeling not great. Like you could get on an echo bike and stretch, clear the system and hit that. Cause the lunges are like nothing. Yeah. So like, and the box jump overs are your legs. So I don't know. Back before we go, because it reminded me because I said the legs, where Carlos said no squats. Most athletes to all are going to squat snatch the barbell.
Yeah.
At least 15 of those reps. So you are squatting, people.
And it's putting a high premium on the movement quality of your squat.
Yeah. The hardest squat variation of the 9 foundational movements you are going to do at minimum 15 times at a heavy load. So there's that. So Taylor Self, you shut up. All right. He was just like, because the WFP, no squatting, and this has squatting unintentionally, and I would argue the lunging, squat, knee flexion, hip flexion, box jump over, squat, knee flexion, hip flexion in a deep position, unless you're one of those weirdos who does the hinge over the box.
My wife.
But Sophia, pull up workout 1 anyways, because that's the order we're going to go in on site, even though Harley has a strong argument for it. Number one. All right. So we had an athlete do this, a very good athlete. And they gave a good demo for everyone that everyone now feels so confident in their plan of attack and approach.
Also, my wife.
I wasn't going to say who it was. She made it look fucking easy, dude. It was amazing. So this is a cool workout. The thing I just wanted to talk about was the total volume, for the scoring. I think most people are going to have to be like, okay, I'm doing 30 to 55 bar muscle ups across all age groups that want to qualify for the games. I know you're probably going to do more in certain age groups than the 55, everything else, but 30 to 55 bar muscle ups. So just start thinking about that. I think that is the biggest chunk of what we're doing here. Cause you can fake a clean,
As we all know.
I've seen some people fake a bar muscle up, but it is not pretty. But yeah, you can fake 30 cleans more than you can fake a bar muscle up. You know what I mean? So I feel like that amount of volume just should be considered in people's minds and trying to come into it fresh. That's the other reason why we want to do it first, even though I like Harley's plan, but the freshest for that bar muscle up for a lot of these masters in the higher age groups, 45 and up. It's still hard. It's still a limiting movement, especially at that volume that we're looking at to try and get into the CrossFit Games.
I think people sometimes look at this workout when it's 1 and 1 and they don't actually do the math and realize how many bar muscle ups are really in there.
CJ said, wow, I'm flattered.
Yeah, I think protective, especially for those who aren't 100% confident in their bar muscle up capacity, protecting that by putting on day 1 is definitely a smart move because it is a very dense and voluminous 10 minutes.
Very true. What else? What should we say without giving away too much? We don't want to give away too much to the audience who is not our members and our athletes, because we want to keep that for them. It's their benefit, Oh, don't cross over that line on the floor tape or put your heel on it. You get a no rep. That is actually, side note, in the PDFs, they do give you what a penalty is, which I like. So a clean on a no rep is 1 rep penalty. Not facing away from the bar is a 1 rep penalty when you're doing your pull-ups or bar muscle ups. False start is a 1 rep penalty. Receiving any assistance for equipment is a 1 rep penalty. Any repetition facing away from the camera is a no credit. Yeah. So I like that they did that on the PDFs. One of my favorite things. But yeah, a lot of volume here. Power cleans, bar muscle ups. Would you have liked it if they just said 1 to 10 for time, 10-minute time cap?
Yeah. I'm more of a fan of for time type workouts.
Yeah. Pretty classic.
1
to 10. CJ said the grip thing was interesting. Yeah. The language on it, I was talking about this because CJ brought it up and it's, let me find it so I can read the actual words. I'm on the wrong one, of course. All right, just gymnastics grips may only be used for the pull-up bar movements. they may be turned around or otherwise not used during the cleans. And I could see how like it gets confusing. But like when you read it, the or otherwise is like meaning they could be turned around or they could be hanging in the front or off to the side or whatever, but they can't be used with the barbell. But I think they use the word or otherwise to indicate like the positioning of them versus like them.
And like fingerless grips where they're just like hanging and flapping.
Yeah. So, but it could get confusing because it does sound like if you don't turn them around, you can't use them at all. Like I could see how you could read it that way, but it's not. But it is interesting how they wrote that.
Yeah.
Anything else on this one?
I find it interesting that they did bar muscle ups in the open and there's no rings in this. I mean, hopefully, this is age group, so maybe it's just being a little bit more inclusive, for lack of a better word, at this stage still, because they understand that they're going to have 200 people roll through, and they want people to feel like they can compete and play the game. Otherwise, I don't think they actually feel that way because they wouldn't have put the handstand walks first if they really felt that way. But I think that it's interesting. I hope that the in-affiliate semifinals for individuals has some higher skill, like ring muscle up work, rope. I mean, I doubt they'll have rope climbs because that's just too many affiliates don't have 15-foot ceilings. But yeah, something that is a little bit higher than a bar muscle up in my mind.
Interesting.
I don't have a problem with it. It's just,
I don't want to argue about bar and rings. I think they're the same thing, but
they're very similar. No, for sure. They are.
I was just going to say, I'm surprised for the 35 to 45 or 50, or I should say 35 to the end of the 45 division. So 49, that they didn't do rings. And then they maybe did bar muscle ups for the other groups.
Did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is it's a completely different workout when you do bar versus ring.
Oh, for sure.
You said it's the same thing.
I think the rate of travel is different.
The fatigue, the rate of travel, the bottlenecking of it, because like I said, people can fake a bar muscle up, it doesn't look pretty.
Yeah.
You can't fake a ring muscle up. Like
correct.
And the pulling, bicep pulling on a ring muscle up is harder than a bar muscle up because a bar muscle is more like a toe to bar, but still the fatigue factor and everything else around that, there's a little bit more fatigue in the body systemically, locally upper body in a ring muscle than there are on a bar. Not that saying that you don't get fatigued upper body and splitting hairs, but so that it changes the tempo of the workout when it's rings. Unless you're super elite, I'm talking like perennial games, masters, individual, it doesn't change the tempo for them, but for everyone else, the larger population does change the tempo or the intensity time of that workout. So like that's probably why they did that.
Yeah, I agree. I think more people can force themselves to get back onto a bar for a bar muscle up rather than over resting before a ring muscle up. I think more people would stand still, stand around and be like, well, I got to rest 10 extra seconds to get back up here for this next set of 4 or whatever. The rate of travel definitely slows down. So not saying it needed to be a ring in this workout specifically. I was just more of an observation.
Yeah. Could have been rope climbs with power cleans. They did that in 2013.
That would have been cool.
With squat cleans though, but still that's a cool ass workout.
Yeah. All right, let's stay on track.
Regionals. Check it out. Sick workout. Rope climbs, squat cleans. It was the final event. Anyways, we can move on, but realistically pace this workout. Understand the volume. Don't be like, oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and be completely blown out, and then try to do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not a good strategy, but we'll save that for our athletes. Workout number 2. We're gonna do this on Saturday morning. I feel like this is the linchpin. I feel like this is the workout that defines who is going to go to the CrossFit Games, assuming you can do all the things. I feel like the person or peoples that crush this workout are like, you are going to the games.
Yeah.
And I feel like because they pull it from .com and it's so similar to the 2007 and the 2007 Reloaded workout, they're like, hey baby, we out here, dog. Also, workout 1 and workout 2 could argue that they are the deconstructed 2007 and 2007 Reloaded workout. Shout out COVID Games 2020. That's that one workout in the workout.
Similar
Minus
for sure.
minus a bunch of cleans, but like you're doing the rowing, you're doing the bar muscle up, you're doing the clean and jerk. This one and the volume itself, that total volume of work when you look at it ends up being pretty equivalent.
Yeah, I think that this one reminds me. I agree with that assessment. Broken Up, Reloaded, like that does have the similar qualities. I think the rowing, long bouts of rowing paired with an ascending weight barbell is very similar to last year's semifinal snatch workout.
Yeah.
So it's very similar in trend there. Obviously, it's not a snatch; it's a shoulder overhead, a little different there, but it has reminiscence similarities.
Yeah.
Which going back to like the first open workout last year and the first open workout this year, 25-1, 24-1, same qualities, right? So we're starting to see a lot of really big trends carrying over between the stages between last year and this year.
Yeah, and I think the characteristics of what it takes to be that athlete, like this athlete on paper, the athlete that can finish this workout, let's say they break up the 21s in 2, maybe 3 sets. 15s is like broken once, the 9 is unbroken, and you're like holding a good pace on the row. I think that person across, look at you smiling. Hold on. That person across, we'll talk about it. I'm making the best avatar human. Okay. Hold on a second. I know what you're going to say, but let's just go with me. I do feel like out of all 5 of these tests, the people that do the best at workout 2, and you have to do obviously well at the other ones, but workout 2 for me is like, oh, you're a CrossFit Games athlete. That's my opinion. Now say what you're going to say, Harley.
I just think 9 unbroken on that last bar is
well,
wild.
Okay,
seriously.
but they did 7. Okay, hold on. They did 7 at 235 for 5 rounds, and most of those guys at the COVID games, and you can watch it online, went unbroken.
Yeah, they were phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm saying the avatar, like what you're trying to get to, the pinnacle of fitness.
For sure.
I feel like that's where you need to like put your beacon. Like if you're developing and you want to get good at the sport, you can use a workout like this as like a test retest because of the characteristics of the aerobic capacity, the rowing, the ability to move the barbell, the strength, the absolute strength it takes. Like at the 225 bar,
I agree.
You got to be able to jerk 300 pounds for men and like 220 for women to give yourself the buffer to even have the opportunity to move that bar 9 times.
Yeah, what I was reflecting upon was the context of it being age groups and like the top 3 to 5 of each division will probably go unbroken, right? But like to your point, you're referencing the 2020 games, and it's like that was the top 5 men and women of the sport that year. So if we put it into that context, maybe the top 5 in each age group of the sport will do that here, maybe. Yeah. But I guess even then, like that's a lot.
Right. But it also because it's a .com workout. So I should have layered that in too, right? So it's like the games workout deconstructed. It's a .com workout. They're as an organization of training and workouts and testing protocols and testing body. I feel like they just gave us the blueprint to a degree. Unknowingly, or I'm just reading into it way too much. But yeah,
I think pulling data from past years' workouts, measurable, observable, repeatable type of settings where we have the largest data points out there and we can reflect upon where the bubble athlete sits, the semifinal athlete sits, and the games athlete sit. Like we can then use those data points to construct a blueprint relative to where the person is and relative to where they want to go, right? And I think all you're saying in conclusion is just looking back is the most important thing to learn from the past to guide the future.
Yeah,
because there are clearly trends. Like we talk about trends all the time.
Yeah, and I'm also using this one as like hey, this has shown up before. This is for me as a coach and developing athletes. Like this is the thing that we need to like build you into to perform really well. And it's like, okay, if we can do that, we have like one pairing and grouping and characteristic that allows us to bleed into like other things. And it quote unquote proves yourself to be fit. Like there might be, okay, if we look down the leaderboard and people are like, hey, I want to get to the games, or I want to do semifinals, and they come to us and they want to do an assessment. I'm going to look, and then it's like, oh, well, you did semifinals. You want to get to the games. I'm going to look at workout 2 as a coach, like right away, instantly, and see where they're at. And that's going to dictate a lot of my decisions.
Yeah, I also like the fact that this is like a multi-minute section of time. Coincidentally, what's awesome is I wrote a class workout with 75 and 60 calories on a machine this week. I did it yesterday on Tuesday. But anyways,
for most people,
what?
4 minutes for most people in the class.
We were shooting for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 minute. 5 minute is what we were shooting for, and a lot of people were somewhere around 4:30 to 5.
Oh, cool.
Right. So yeah,
Anyways,
pretty
those
close there.
stickers.
It wasn't specifically rowing, right? So there are people on echo bikes, there are people on ski ergs, there are people
Yeah,
C2 biking. It's all different, but I mean, different to a degree, right?
Mhm.
Output's output. Watts are watts.
Lots is lots. Let's go.
But yeah, I just find, and my whole idea is that like there's this beautiful main site workout that we did as Ascend It Saturday a couple of years ago or last year that was like 8-ish minutes on the bike into a big set of muscle ups, into a heavy set of deadlifts. And it was like 4 or 5 rounds of that. It took like 45 minutes. I'm like, that's pure CrossFit. You have a very, very long stint of an aerobic output. And then you have high skill gymnastics for a challenging set. Some people might have to break it. And then you have a heavy lift for a challenging set that some people might have to break. And this, putting it into an online setting, is that, right? Like you have heavy paired. Well, this is obviously light, moderate, heavy, but like you have a weighted implement. Yeah, it gets very heavy, especially by the end there. It's going to be super heavy. Yeah. But paired with a longer stint of an aerobic output, it creates balance, right? It's showing that hybrid athlete that we develop as CrossFit.
Listen, Brian, no one is saying that your age group is going unbroken. We were talking about the hypothetical abilities of an athlete and using this workout as the litmus test to decide who is fit. Litmus. Sorry.
M.
There's an M in there.
Say it again.
Litmus.
Litmus.
Okay.
Litmus.
Sorry, I got too many N's in there. Sorry. Anyways, we're using it as a gauge of who is going to be a CrossFitter. Okay. So no, dude. And maybe someone does go unbroken. We're going to watch the videos.
Be that guy, Brian.
Yeah, you could go unbroken.
I was like, yeah, what about you? No,
but number one.
All the videos will be online. So we'll get to see if someone went unbroken or didn't. Okay. We'll get
the person who goes unbroken is rowing like a 800 cal per hour.
But anyways, back to my main point, Brian. I just want to tell you, we were talking about the like avatar fictitious individual and guiding training and CrossFit and just saying how this is the most CrossFit workout. And that even me saying that, it's kind of like a no-brainer because it's a CrossFit.com workout.
What?
All right, let's go to workout number 4. Because we're going to do 4 after workout 2. Because it's simple, not easy. 100 foot. Man. So the lunges, I know everyone wants to push these lunges. I'm just going to tell you right now, that's the area that you definitely can just like downvote people's videos. Because the amount of people that are not going to hit hip and knee extension, it's like your workout's over before it started. I just want to say that right now, live and uncut.
There are going to be people turning around on top of the line. There are going to be people not, like you said, not hitting extension, doing
it's
a little
the most dangerous place.
Or the biggest thing, like whenever that year I did quarterfinals out there, and it was the crossover year, it was single arm overhead lunge. My biggest thing is I watched my video back, and me being critical of myself, there was a couple of times where I'd finish the lunges, and as I'd bring my feet together, I'd already break my elbow. And it's like, it's so close, but it's like they could. And so I'm like waiting for the video reviews to come back, and I'm just like sweating bullets for a week straight.
Dude, the number of people that drop the dumbbell like as they're bringing their feet together, I'm like, bro, don't do it.
So common. So common.
What are you doing?
Just stand all the way up, keep it locked out. It's easy.
Oh yeah, because I think people are gonna be like, yeah, just go fast in the lunges and get them. And it's like, sure, but what about the easy, low-hanging fruit of invalid video, pulling a Tia?
Correct.
Yeah, dude, she got ripped. Anyways, so yeah, I would just be careful there in the 150-foot lunges and be very virtuous. Like, yes, you could pull up some time and like rip it, but at the cost of a 0. So I wouldn't do that. Where you can, whatever, pick up time is in the dumbbell snatches. We already had someone test this who's very fit, did a great job, and they even were like, yeah, I should have pushed in the dumbbell snatch because it didn't compound the way I thought it was going to compound for the box jump over. So like if you're going to pick up any time, it's going to be in the dumbbell snatch and then also like your box jump over, obviously. What'd she say?
Perfect
Oh yeah.
imitation.
Or so you could just snatch and jump faster. 100%. Yeah, let's see what Nate has to say. This is probably my favorite workout. Why? Because it's short.
Do you think that there's a lot of deviation in rate of travel for the fittest? For the fittest.
No, dude, everyone's doing this in 4 minutes.
For sure.
Everybody across the board.
Like I think it's steady state on the overhead lunge. It's a fast and continuous dumbbell snatch, and then it's just who can hold the cadence on the box.
Yeah, this was another like bottleneck style on the leaderboard. Like everyone's going to be within each other.
20 seconds.
Yeah, and you just got to be in the mix for points. It's like inconsequential. It's just like do it as hard and as fast as you can and have no reps and like be perfect in your video. And you could even redo this one, but you're not going much faster. Like if you didn't go fast the first time, you're not going fast the second time.
Right.
But yeah, this one's chill. I feel like this was just like a gimme workout. Like, you know, like when you go to those comps where it's like, okay, here's the floater wad, do it at your time, your leisure. This is like that workout. Although it does get some squatting in, hip and knee flexion. So you got squats.
It's not a squat. It's not a squat.
A single leg lunge.
Dude, how's that not? Come on. It's a
I'm just throwing some gas on the fire.
The box jump overs
I'm
is
like,
also
what?
a squat.
Come with Harley. It's a lunge pattern. It's not a squat pattern.
God.
No, it's
Okay,
a squat.
okay.
It's a squat.
Like, come on.
This is the only time in my life.
Backtrack, Harley.
Fuck
What?
So don't backtrack.
Last week we had to argue about watts, and now we have to argue about what a squat is this week.
Well, but the
I
knee
think we're
doesn't
still
track
arguing
over the
about it.
toe. The knee doesn't track over the toe. It's not a squat.
And in some lunges, your hip crease is not below the top of your knee. For some people.
That is
There you
actually
go.
very true based on limb length and anthropometrics.
You guys might have a strong argument.
Are we going deficit? You have to do deficits if you're anthropometrics. You have to measure your shin angle to your femur angle, pull out your protractor, and just like make sure that those angles are deep.
Introducing the Rogue Fitness Balance Beam, so you can do deficit lunges. Oh man. Anyways, cool.
Get the lunge on a slack line.
I was gonna say too, not everyone's gonna do this. Obviously, the best are gonna power clean that, clean and bar muscle. But I do think there are some people who probably have to squat clean the weight.
Yeah, they're gonna be hurting if they have to. Though.
Well, no, but just because the open didn't really filter for that as much, right?
No, I understand.
You know, so I think there might be some quote unquote weak people
I
who
agree.
have capacity that might have to squat clean. Just maybe not.
Yeah, I mean they're not gonna be the top in the sport, but it's top in their division. But at the same time, like they're here. You know, they're gonna have to play the game. So what if we discuss the rate of travel conversation with the ring muscle up hypothetical? What if they required a squat clean there, or just made it a heavier bar that like
squat clean? Elizabeth or not Elizabeth?
Amanda.
Squat clean Amanda.
Yeah,
that'd be sick. I hate that workout. That workout's so hard.
What, Amanda?
It's fun. It's fun, but it's so
brutal.
It's so hard.
Anyways, carry on now.
Hold on. He says, if they squat clean, they should not even register for semis. Listen, dude, they didn't filter. They didn't filter for those people. So like, there might be people that have to squat clean. All right. Anyways, potential for more squatting is all I was saying. And then last workout, Sophia, bring it up. Workout number 3, the boost. This is what I'm calling this one, the boost. Dude, the number of people who I've already talked to, and I'm like, do you not read and know math? I'm like, it's 90 burpees.
Yeah.
90 burpees and 180 hanging movements.
Chill day, dude.
Yeah. That's what some people tried to tell me. I'm like, no, it's not a chill day. This is the workout, dude.
Yeah, dude. Ugh.
This is the one that's gonna feel a lot like that burpee box jump over wall ball one last year in the individuals.
You know what? He's right. The demo person we had do it today. You're right. It seemed a lot like that. It's just very cadence, metronome, and like don't break.
You either can do it or you can't. You can either hold the pace and hold the sets, or you can't.
Yeah.
But it's like the people who can't are gonna have meltdowns.
Dude, it's so many
people hurt so bad.
I could see how you'd go way too fast
For sure.
because I
Mhm.
don't
Round
want.
one. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because the demo person we had went 3:44 minutes in the first one,
4 minutes.
and it's like, and you know, like think about that, like, and they were pacing it. Like I told them,
dude, it's not hard, like, especially if it's just pull-ups and you have a really good gymnast. Like
Mhm.
you can do huge sets of pull-ups
if you wanted to-
unintentionally.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I just feel good. I only did my 30-foot handstand walk, which is again for people who can handstand walk. Normally we're doing 25-foot sections unbroken, at the individual quarterfinal level. In 2023, it was 25-foot unbroken sections, right?
Yep.
So it's like now we have basically that distance plus 5 feet in 15-foot sections. That's easy for a good handstand walk person.
Yeah.
So I could see everyone just being like, do their little speed bump of 30 feet and be like, this is the start of the workout. I feel great. And going like 20-10 or 30 unbroken and just wrecking themselves.
Like obviously in the older age groups, if you have a handstand walk limitation, it's 20 minutes of you trying to get your handstand walks. Because there are
Agreed.
they didn't test for this. Like
Not at all.
this, but we know as coaches, like we try to always get people up to the level and requirement. And we know this is coming. We know handstand walks, rope climbs, so we train people those things. And how you adapt is based on you and the training and everything else and how we work together. But I did the 30 feet, the 15 out, 15 back today when I was doing my handstand stuff, and I just ran the course like they did just to see. And like literally, I was like, oh, this is like, I love the 15 feet because you're done. It's like a blink of the eye. It's so nice. So like to what Harley's saying is like these are athletes who are good on their hands because I'm not great on my hands. And I was like, that's chill. I love this. I'm so happy it's 15 feet. So think about that. Like I'm saying it's chill. There's people who are just like, and then they'll be like, oh, that was, and then they're going to get into the rest of the work and they're going to get in round 2 and just get punched in the face.
And then like the opposite end of that, right? Like going from a 25-foot section like we used to use as our standard. And if you ever had like a 30 or 40-foot section and you're trying to do that unbroken, it feels even just an extra 5 feet feels mentally a little bit more strenuous, a little bit more stressful. You're like, when's that cone coming? When's that line coming? So it's like minusing 10 feet is going to feel great.
Huge.
It's going to feel so good because you're just like, oh, I'm done now.
Right. And the person we had to do it like is good on their hands. And they're like, the handstand walks are stupid. It's the other stuff.
What do you think, like if they required the younger age groups to go unbroken, 15 feet out, pirouette, 15 feet back?
I believe they do actually.
Oh, they do?
Let me double check.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. I like that better.
Yeah, the younger groups have to go 30 feet or the 20. Can't even talk. The 15 feet unbroken.
No. I'm talking about 30 feet unbroken, 15-foot pirouette on your hands and come back 15.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
I would like that a lot.
Because then it like slows the rate of travel down for those who just aren't 100% sure. Yeah,
and you could standardize. We should hold a competition and just have that movement. But then you could put a square box at the end, and you got to stay in the 4-foot box, turn around, and come down.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
Sick. And it would look
cooler.
Yeah,
that'd be way cooler. We should just write training for fucking CrossFit, dude.
Me to be late to the comments, Todd. Yeah, no, okay. I wasn't thinking what he was saying. I thought he was just saying the 15 unbroken. Because there are the standard, Nate, that other age groups only have to do 5 feet at a time. Okay, dude. Anyways, he's hating on me because I wasn't listening.
Dude, hating all over here, dude.
I know. It's fine.
Hating all.
Anyways, yeah, it's a good workout. It's crazy. I don't want to give away.
What I find hilarious. You want to know what I find hilarious about this workout?
You could DM me a what's it called? Venmo, and I'll give you some secrets.
What I find hilarious about this workout is the lateral burpee over a dumbbell. There's not a dumbbell movement in sight in this workout. And if you scroll down, it's like divisions must use a 50-pound dumbbell for men or something. I'm like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess height.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like I do
like it says right there, it has to be 50, it has to be 35.
Yeah. Which is
like, yeah, dude. I'm just gonna put 100 down. Just the heaviest burpees over dumbbell ever.
It's for the height of the dumbbell, but
I know it is.
because
We
like
just
same
need
thing.
steel ones.
Well, most people don't know this, but in 2011, I'm gonna hate again. OPEX
Mhm.
got all busted because they put.
16
Well, it's also 13. They get busted all the time because they were trying to put the low plates, the small plates on the
on
bar.
the overhead walking lunge.
Yeah, and then also the
16.
burpees over bar, putting like so you didn't have to jump as high and like everything else. I mean, hey, didn't say you had to, but like now everything's at a 9-inch because the plate from the center of the whatever the core of the plate to the bottom is 9 inches. So like everything's 9 inches high. So there's some rhyme or reason behind the dumbbell. Also, I think they're trying to just bring it back because of the issues that we had in the open with people's going over the dumbbell instead of around. Like even the demo person today, I talked about how like, hey, we got to clean this up because on when you're going to one of the sides, your leg goes around the dumbbell, but on the other side, when you go over back, it goes over. So like there's just either like a mobility limitation that's not allowing you to bring your foot inward the way it is when you go the other direction or where you're jumping. So we're going to look at that to fix it so the movements are to standard. But it is interesting like how those things start to arise. And especially now that I'm looking at every little detail of stuff. And those of you guys who are listening an hour in who watch some of our demo people, I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, still give it. I want to hear it. I want to hear the feedback. But 9 times out of 10, I know their movement quality and the issue that they're having with their movement quality, just so we're clear. But still tell me. It's nice to know.
So we can't just like whistle blow no reps all the time within our own community.
I mean, you still want to get told as the coach. But just as the athlete telling me, just know that I probably already know. Just FYI. Just so I don't get mad at somebody.
Todd Watts knows all.
Todd Watts. Actually, hey, dude, you know what's interesting? We don't have any more workouts. That's it, guys. See, show's over. 12 watchers.
All right. See you later.
No, overall thoughts on the workouts generally. Noah had a good thing. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, like before we started, I was kind of just talking. I like to see the step scale from like, you go from the open to age group semis to the games, and you see the stepping scale of how either the complex the workouts get or the movements that are added into it or the weight. Just you kind of see that stepping pattern of how they change, and then you can kind of tell like what athletes are going to rise to the top depending on what the workouts are. Like we can talk about how the open self-selects for a certain type of athlete, and then the age group self-selects, and then individual semis self-selects. So it's just always interesting to see that stepping scale, or it's fun to look at and fun to analyze. So that's kind of what we're doing.
Well, I like that you brought that when we were talking about it, because I always argue the hierarchy of the fitness pyramid that's in your level 1. And when you take that in consideration and you look at the open, regardless of what people say, and I know the score is set to 0, and that's a whole nother conversation we can have, but the open metabolic conditioning was a high premium. And then now we had some gymnastics. So now we have metabolic conditioning layered with gymnastics and weightlifting, which weightlifting is the second or third or fourth technically, because nutrition is the bottom. So the fourth one. And then sport at the top, right? Which is what we're doing. But sport will be at the games, because I don't even think we're playing the sport yet, to be honest. And we could go into that conversation later. But
we're playing the sport. We're playing our game, but we're not incorporating specialized events that highlight other sports. So that's like my interpretation of the top.
Or the sport, like when we start looking at .com across the board, because I think looking at .com and the powers that be, Dave Castro, Greg, Adrian Bosman, everyone who's made these workouts for years and years and years. If you're not, they've said it. If you're not looking at .com, you're just a dummy. But you look at the workouts in themselves, and like on .com, there's workouts like the dumbbell, hang clean and jerk, burpee over, lunge workout. There's workouts on .com like that. Lots of them. There's lots of workouts on .com that like look like they're leveled up, like the rowing shoulder to overhead workout. There's also workouts where it's like rowing and push-ups. So there's layers and levels to how they build this thing. And then there's also workouts like, fun stuff every now and again, like biking. What was it? Was it a 20K bike outside? It was like within the last year. And then like even Harley, the Hero Wad with the 10K run is 100 burpee pull-ups or 50 burpee?
Yeah.
Talking about
it's-
Clovis, 10
Yeah,
mile
yeah,
run.
Clovis.
Sorry, 10-mile run. So that's like more,
Big-
that's, you're doing a marathon, right? So like you're close to, or half marathon, excuse me, close to a half marathon with
Mhm.
the burpee pull-ups. And so like that, I would say is sport, like Harley's saying, like you're going more towards another sport or characteristics of sports. And they have those in there. So like looking at .com, seeing the progression and what Noah's talking about, like it's all there. And I think there's too much conversation and arguments and critics on the internet that don't know anything about CrossFit in the journals, the .com, how it's been created, how it gets built, how you build these people. And it's a huge, it gets so illuminating for me. It's a big pet peeve.
People talk about gimmicky stuff, and then you're talking about like the nuance and wide range. There are like nuanced days that are very specific to other sports and activities, and there's like the classic CrossFits that look like pure like Helens and Graces and Frans and like or like the open workouts. And my little anecdote about .com is Adrian Bosman was my flow master, and he was like, oh, you should probably do .com for a period of time. And so I did it for like a month straight. He's like, at least a month. And so I did it. And it was like day 2 was 10 rounds of 3 heavy deadlifts and 1 back tuck, 1 backflip. I was like, fuck.
Is that 2014?
17, I think. It was a repeat from 14, yeah. Or it had been around, but I did it in 2017-ish.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's a gymnastics. Everyone's gonna hate that I say this. That's a low tier gymnastics movement, like backflip.
Wild.
Yeah. So I do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the internet. Barely anybody listens to us. There are a lot of people who I just like. I almost want to get off the internet because some of the things I hear and say, I'm like, and I want to just be like, hey, why don't you spend all this time that you're critiquing this stuff? Go read the level 1 manual. Go read the CrossFit journals, and like understand the thing that you're playing. It'd be like trying to play basketball and like not knowing the history of the sport, where the plays come from, like all this stuff, and then just run out in the corner and be like, oh, you mean you can't do that? It's like, no, you can't do that.
Right.
Look at this guy. Go ahead, Harley. What are you gonna say while I pull up this comment?
Nothing. Mike asks if I landed the backflip.
Did you land the backflip?
I warmed up by doing it in my front yard because I was training my garage gym off of a box into the grass, and then I inevitably did it like off my lifting platform and put like for the first few rounds like a pot, a little riser, and I did it. I did like 15 backflips that day.
I believe Harley. He's an athlete. I believe him.
I have never, so I've still had this like mental block. Like I did a lot of flips when I was a teenager and stuff, and I was a dumbass. That's how I hurt my first knee surgery, was a front flip off the picnic table. Fun fact for everyone.
Nice.
And so anyways, I used to do a lot of stuff like that just for funsies. But
keep going.
Never got to the point where I could get myself to do it flat-footed for whatever reason. Like literally the riser I did it off of was like a 45-pound plate on a weightlifting platform. So I'm talking about like 4 inches, but for whatever reason, flat ground, dude, 4 inches is a lot in certain circumstances. I think we all know that, but
come on, low hanging fruit of a joke.
What are we joking about?
Come on.
Backflips are easier with 4 inches higher, dude. That's all I'm talking about.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Nate, he's my chirp. The workout that he likes is the rowing shoulder overhead. I convinced him. He didn't actually like that workout to start, and then I convinced him. That's what I want to believe.
Dang. Look at you.
I can do a backflip.
CJ.
Where's CJ
On a
in the
trampoline?
comments?
I'm not surprised that you can do it back.
I can do like almost a double on a trampoline.
Dang.
Almost a double backflip?
Yeah.
Dude, he's a
double.
he's a black belt in like judo or something.
Taekwondo. And then I'm
I knew that.
I'm a third degree in Taekwondo, first degree in Kaija Kempo, and then first degree in Kung Fu Kwan. But
which one? Yeah, who's counting? which one did who's that guy that everyone hates now that used to be in a bunch of dumb martial arts movies in Hollywood? Anyways, I'll have to think about it. I lost it.
a lot of martial arts movies.
Like action movies?
Yeah. And he
John
like
Cl-
tried
John
to sell
Clockman.
his he tried to sell his own like martial arts program, and like he was like a master of it, and then he got like beat up. It was hilarious.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of someone different.
Look at CJ's. I still have the vid, but the problem is people. The one that I did that CJ has the video of was on in a gymnastics center, so it's on like the padded floor. Nate says it doesn't count because I was on a gymnastics floor. It's like, okay, dude. But
Whatever.
special practice. I'm gonna start whipping them out. Deadlifts and backflips for Harley.
All of them.
That's gonna be the first Send It Saturday back.
Oh god.
Start practicing,
Ah.
people.
Oh no.
Spoiler alert. Start
He
practicing.
didn't want to give anything.
Oh,
Do anything away, but May when is our Send It Saturdays return? May 3rd. If you've gotten this far in the live, May 3rd, Send It Saturdays will return. We will pull up the .com workout that has deadlifts and back tucks.
Oh, look what Marissa
Oh
said.
yeah, I'm gonna program it for the youth. Yeah, they can do it because they're little gymnasts. Anyways, that would be funny. All right. Overall, these workouts gonna be lit. I feel like because I have 7 athletes going, and because we had like so much detail, and out of those 7, 4 are trying to get to the games. Almost all 7, realistically, but 4 are trying to repeat. Luca's trying to get there first time. Heather's trying to be top 100. I feel like I've already done the work, like the workouts, because I've evaluated them, broken them down, did warm-ups for people, talked to a lot of athletes, had demo athletes go through. Shoot. We ready. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Look at
It's gonna be
look
a
at
fun
Sophia.
3 days.
Sophia, what do you got to say about your little bro? Your broski.
He's gonna make it to the games.
Ooh.
And he's gonna podium and you're gonna shave your beard.
What?
Dude, they were
When
all
did that
talking. They
happen?
were
what? Is that a bet that's going on?
class last night.
I was
Just
thinking.
promised that if Luca podiumed, you'd shave your beard.
That's what I heard.
Holding on to that. I don't know.
All right, well, whatever. I don't remember saying it, but I'm going to give them the benefit. So
Todd, I heard you say it.
podiums, I don't remember saying it, but I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue. It sounds like some outlandish ass thing I would say. So if he podiums, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, the first step is him making it this weekend.
Yeah.
What if he doesn't make it? And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh well, I get to keep my beard. Here we go.
He's gonna make it though.
Look
We're
at
not gonna put that voodoo on him.
Marissa says you can do it with them, Todd. Well, Marissa's trying to get to the CrossFit Games.
No, she
Yeah.
said do the backflips with the kids. That's what she was talking
Oh,
about.
that workout? I got to train a little bit. They are scary. I'm on board with Harley. Like, I don't like them. I'd rather do a full twist, like a gainer full twist, than an actual backflip. Because you can spot the landing much better through a full twist. I just don't like the fact that like there's a point where you're blind in the back tuck.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
We were
Yeah.
also talking about this too. How Ruth might cry because she won't recognize you.
Yeah, without the beard.
That would be really
Stranger
funny.
danger.
Stranger danger. Hey, that'd be fun. She'll know. Da-da, da-da.
Oh, not the first time. I bet.
Go back to CJ has known me long enough that that is a true statement. It'll be back. I'll have like the Rich Froning's beard right now. It'll be like that long in 2 weeks.
Blessed.
Right? Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, she would cry. Cool, guys. That was good. Anybody got any questions in the chat? We got some watchers here. Again, order with the QR code, hydrate and build 25.8.
Code Sophia 10.
No, you're out of here. You're out of here. I told you. Diminishing the brand.
Yeah, kicked her right off.
You're diminishing the brand. Here, you can come back in if you stop spouting that nonsense. There you go.
Order it. It's really good.
No codes. Pay full price. Okay? He's got a business to run. No discounts. It's quality product. Get what you pay for. Okay. Anyways, he should just do a code like where no one gets a discount, but they know that you referred people.
That would be a good idea.
And you get no money though, because you should believe in his product.
I do believe in it.
All
It's
right, so
really good.
you recommend it for free. That's crazy when you guys think about that, huh? With like marketing and all these discounts and everything else. It's wild. It's a whole wild new universe. All right. Well, anything else? I think that was good. Covered all the workouts.
Mhm.
There's a lot of areas to get no reps. Also, dude, okay. I was watching Mr. Jason Grubb. Do not do this. Do not. That fool. Okay. So he's saying he just shows his iPhone to the camera because it has the date and time. I can take a screenshot
Bruh.
of this iPhone, change the date and time, and hold it up to the camera. CrossFit's not going to allow that. In the email that you guys got as athletes, it says to use the time.is to verify that you did the workout then. Don't listen to Jason Grubb because your score will result in a 0 if you do that. Thank you for watching us. We're here to get your back so you get no zeros out here. Don't watch Jason Grubb. That was wild to me that he said that. Wildly incorrect. And I hope he does it so I can go needs review or no good video. And Jason Grubb's out because he can't follow simple instructions. Yeah, it's real time milliseconds on time.is. Anyways, that was wild to me. I'm triggered. I'm triggered right now even talking about it.
You're triggered. I cannot tell.
I can't believe you're going to say that to people and to recommend that as
No,
your.
it's stupid.
He
It's
wants
really
to
dumb.
boot it out. So
I agree.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that
I'm
malicious.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You guys took it next level. He's like, yes, this is my master plan.
I'm just kidding.
Everyone's going to get zeros because of me. Oh man. Let's see. Regina, my only question about the workouts is, do I really have to row next to Marissa? That's
Yes.
it.
Yes, you do.
Oh man. Let's see. Just in case I need to read you in 3 weeks. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. All right. Yeah, Regina, I think it'll help you out. It's going to be great. Right next to her. Not really. 5 feet from her for safety. Cool. Harley, got anything to add?
No, I'm good.
What are you drinking over there? Is that First Form?
That is first form.
Yeah, I hate it.
All right.
It's my
It
very
looks
last
empty. It
one.
doesn't look like you hate it.
You should
It's
say that.
it's taken me 4 months to get through 2 4-packs because I
Oh.
drink them. Yeah, like I really don't
They're
like
not good.
That's bad.
they give me headaches, to be honest. But I spent
What's in
like
it?
I don't know, just whatever the hell they
Well, it's
put
probably
in.
like either if there's aspartame or
Yeah, there's something about this one that gives me headaches, but like a lot of other ones don't.
Huh.
what's your code though?
Nice.
I stopped doing that Legionnaire thing because it's
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They've stopped doing that in general. Like if you have a code, it still keeps going, but they cut that out because it started diluting and diminishing their product and their value. Bike 10.
Watts for the win 10.
He's not even paying attention, Cody. Bike 10.
yeah, bike 10. I heard it.
Hey, caffeine's caffeine, right? Even if it gives you headaches.
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to get through it, to be honest.
Yeah. That's because I heard
I'm proud of you.
it's coming out with a can of energy. No, they're not. But that'd be
sick.
that'd be sick. All right. Thanks for watching. We're going to have a great time this weekend. If you guys are doing the Masters age group, CrossFit Semifinals in affiliate, good luck. If you need any help and we don't coach you and you see this video, DM us. We'd love to help you. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. We don't get paid by 25/8. We have no code for you. We just love their product. But if you do want to sponsor the show and you have a product you want to sell and give us lots of money, that would be great. We'll see you guys in the next one.